Is there any cool meal kit branding out there? A work friend of mine, Lauren St. Germain, gave me this idea because she said she had tested out a bunch of different meal kits, and for her, what ended up being the differentiator was the level of customer service. It got me thinking about how Blue Apron was like such a big fancy new brand in that like Warby Parker era, and then I think that it has not been doing great financially, but you still see a lot of meal kit services pop up. Basically, I'm wondering, are there any cool ones? Are there any that are differentiating their branding and their positioning a lot from each other? I mostly just hear a whole bunch of names on podcast ads, and I don't really know the difference between any of them. Also, I have not tried any of these personally, so I don't know what it's like when you get the packaging. That's a whole other sort of branding experience, but I'm just basing off of if I were like, let me check this out and see what's going on online. Let's get into it. First, we're gonna look at HelloFresh. This is one that's been on all my podcast ads lately. So they must be doing relatively well, or they must have gotten a big amount of funding in like a big growth phase. So the name HelloFresh indicates that the food is fresh. That's kind of obvious. When you land on their website, it says, take the stress out of mealtime, America's most popular meal kit. So they must be pretty big now. It's all around the value proposition of not having cooking be so stressful, having it be easier. The imagery is kind of like what you would picture on like Food Network's site, or maybe like real simple. They've got some social proof, flexible plans, but otherwise it's pretty to the point. Our plans, how it works, our menus, all kind of just focused on very functional benefits. Here's how it works. Let's check out their Instagram. Honestly, if you ask me what's the difference between HelloFresh and Blue Apron right now, I wouldn't really know the difference. They kind of just seem to be like the new darling. Instagram is just it's sort of like what I've heard referred to as millennial meme marketing. So it's a lot of little memes based around HelloFresh. It's a lot of that. It's pretty straight to the point, easy, stress-free, focus on how it works. I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be like people try a lot based on what coupon or deal they get to sign up, and then they probably just base it on which ones the recipes they like more and which still have a pretty good cost point after that intro offer. That's my hypothesis. Next up is Green Chef. Again, green colors. Honestly, the hero imagery looks extremely similar to HelloFresh at first glance. Even like the top. Are these owned by the same company? Oh, HelloFresh acquired Green Chef. So that makes sense why their websites look basically the same. Okay, so this one is going for more positioning around health, where health meets flavor, chef-crafted recipes, clean ingredients that nourish your body. My guess is that they are more around like dietary restrictions, eat with a clean conscience. Well, that's just saying it's sustainable, which I think all these meal kit services, they kind of have to address that since they're known for coming in all the little plastics and the shipping and everything. But otherwise, this looks very similar to HelloFresh. It must just be like different recipes. They have plant-based, calorie-smart Mediterranean. They're more positioning around dietary needs, but they're not like super overt about that. Their Instagram, I mean, same strategy as HelloFresh, millennial meme marketing. It honestly looks like exactly the same, just with their brand colors. The next one is Everyplate, which again, this looks like extremely similar. Do they also own Everyplate? Everyplate is also owned by HelloFresh. So I guess HelloFresh's strategy has been, let's just buy up all these other meal kit services. I wonder who else they own. Okay, they also own Factor, which I was also going to look at, so I'll keep that in mind. I guess HelloFresh is now like the P&G of meal kit delivery. Meet Everyplate, America's Best Value meal kit. So this one is positioning on value, affordable, crowd-pleasing meals. They do have a very fun, bright orange, which is a little bit different than the greens that I feel like are common that I've been seeing. This imagery is interesting, this hero image, because it reminds me of fancy dog food brands, which is not what I would necessarily want to associate with my food. I think it's because it's showing a box and the plate is on some surface that doesn't necessarily look like a table. It looks like it could be on the ground. And I don't know, there's like something about that meal and the way it's styled and the box that is giving me fancy direct-to-consumer dog food. Otherwise, a very similar site to the other ones, very functional. They do include here some value props: save time, save money, easy to cook. I always try to go with differentiated value. So like, what are you doing different than the competitive alternatives? And all of the other competitive alternatives, the competitors do this, they all save you time. Maybe they don't save you money. They do say here they're only $4.99 per serving, which might be less than the other ones. Easy to cook, that's all the same as the other ones. Yes, I guess that maybe is different than when you are like cooking a meal from scratch, but I don't think like that's even different than if you were to say, okay, maybe like meal kits aren't it. Maybe it's that it's like frozen meals. You could also say the same thing. So I would try to go for more like, what are we specifically doing different than the alternatives? They definitely have a little more positioning around it being affordable. This one is a little bit more, I guess, like for the masses. Again, same strategy, millennial meme marketing. I guess maybe it's all run by the parent company and they all have the same strategy. Let's look at the other one owned by HelloFresh, which is Factor. It's so funny, all these sites look exactly the same. They must have just been like, this is what's working for us. So this one is healthy eating made easy. It looks exactly the same. Oh, okay. This one is a little bit different in its positioning. Fresh, ready-made meals delivered to your doorstep. So the other ones I think are meal kits, and this one comes ready-made that you just heat up. That is different, but the healthy eating made easy is the same. That could be put on any of these websites. I would have a hero copy that's way more specific, like no cooking required or something like that. Maybe not quite that, but something that is specific to these being ready made and healthy, like healthy eating at your doorstep, no cooking required or something. It says it's fresh, not frozen, starting at $11 per meal. I feel like that's kind of expensive for something that doesn't look that tasty. I'd rather go out and try to get takeout for $11 per meal. I don't feel like that's like very cheap, but if you don't even have to like leave your house, it is convenient. So maybe they should play up the convenience thing more. I do think I had a friend who had subscribed to this because they were working a lot and they said it made life a lot easier. So I would go really narrow on that, but they must be trying to have broader messaging right now. Let's see if they're also doing millennial meme marketing on Instagram. They are indeed. And some like TikTok reel style videos. Our chefs do the prep and you do you. Deliver flavorful meals that make healthy eating fast, easy, and delicious. See for yourself. Yeah, I think I would really lean into the convenience aspect. Hopefully, let's find one that is not owned by HelloFresh. This one is Cook Unity. Award-winning chefs, hundreds of meals delivered to you. Right away, I noticed it has this black and yellow colors, which is different. The images, the art direction is also a little bit different. The other ones were all very like Food Network, real simple. And this is a little more culinary artsy. You can see that they're trying to play up that it's maybe more premium and chef driven. It says that the chefs make it. You know, the chefs you see on TV or in a 5-star kitchens, these are the chefs that make your meals. I wonder how that works with growing, and obviously it's not like actually famous chefs sitting around making these. Maybe they do the recipe development and then they pass it off to other people. I think I would be skeptical of that brand promise. I'm already skeptical, but I do like that it is a different angle on it, that it's chef-led. They feature some chefs and some recipes here, which is good and different than the other sites, which were purely like how it works. They're showing off the chefs. They do also have this kind of fun pink color. It's just funny because black and yellow is so like fitness to me, maybe because of Equinox, but it really gives me like that feeling of fitness or maybe like fintech. If you go to their Instagram, it really leads with like the black and yellow. I would not necessarily think this was, I don't know, chef meals. It also says pre-made meals, so these are also not meal kit. These are pre-made like Factor. Instagram is like, I don't know, these images are not as high end as I would expect. There's a lot of stuff that looks like it wasn't even like graphics that look not super up to date or like made for social. There are some videos from chefs, which is cool, but I don't know how to reheat. A chef says how to reheat any dish in the oven. I don't know. It's not extremely compelling or cutting edge. If they're really aiming for like foodies and people who would care about chef-made meals, I don't know if this would like resonate with me that much. It's a little more like basic, but I haven't dug that deep in. That's just my first impression. Let's check out Dinnerly. Meet the affordable meal kit for just $4.99 per person. This is in direct competition against Everyplate. It's funny that these ones that are affordable, I feel like they're going brighter. This one is a bright purple, and the graphics are a little more fun. Yeah, that's interesting to think about. What is it about Lily that is being tied with like bright colors versus the black with like premium and the green with like healthy? I find the color theory stuff really interesting. Again, similar to the Everyplate, this imagery is focused on like a big box. Maybe because there's this idea of like, oh, a box is abundant. There's a lot that comes in a box. And I would think of that as more grocery delivery than meal kit. Oh, I guess they do grocery delivery now as well. So that must be why they have the box there alongside the meals. Simple steps, tap and click dinner, solve picky eaters approved. So those are all the value. But again, I feel like it's not that differentiated value that I was talking about. They all have like a few simple steps. They all have like goodbye to stressful meal planning. They all have, oh, well, I guess the picky eaters one is we've got familiar flavors and family favorites everyone loves. So that one's a little different. Like we are going more for mass appeal versus maybe like the allergy stuff. The imagery on Instagram is a lot more exciting to me. It looks a lot more like Bon Appetit, like bright, saturated. This looks way more appealing and stuff that I would want to eat. Whereas the other stuff looked a bit like basic. It didn't look that different than homemade food. And I feel like you want to feel like you're going to like level up a bit, you know? So I really like this imagery. This looks very appealing. It's very like Bon Appetit. Next we have Purple Carrot. Oh, this is interesting. It's giving me very, Oprah magazine, Good Housekeeping feeling. That's my first impression. I don't know if it's the fonts or the colors, this purple. Make your taste buds happy. I mean, that is not anything particularly special value proposition that could be on infinite websites. They are plant-based meals, so that's different. I feel like they should play that up a bit more. Actually, I feel like they should play that up a lot more than like make your taste buds happy. Looking at their Instagram, I wonder if they are currently going through a rebrand or if they're testing out new branding on Instagram before they redo the website, because it's very different. It looks a lot more youthful. It has these like bright green colors. Even the font, only the logo really looks the same, but the rest of it looks very different. So I bet they're like maybe testing something out here before they roll it out everywhere. It looks a lot younger, social media friendly. Again, sort of bold, bright, saturated colors, a lot of reels, TikTok style videos, cool recipe creations. This feels like a totally different brand than the landing page. So that's interesting. I wonder what that is. Another one that feels like putting Green Chef and HelloFresh together as Home Chef. The logo looks almost the exact same as Green Chef to me without having them side by side. Meet Home Chef, let's cook together. That's very like not the strongest value proposition. Meal kits that fit your needs. It's all the same thing, the menu, how it works. It looks exactly the same. You could slap a different logo on here and it would be the exact same thing. They do have an About Us. A lot of the other ones didn't. Made for real people, real meals for real people, whatever moment you're tackling. Home Chef makes dinner quick and easy. I mean, this is like if you asked like AI to write up a website for a meal kit delivery, I feel like it would give you this. It's nothing, it's no particular point of view that is any different than the other services. I wonder how they're like differentiating themselves versus these other brands, because so far online, like they're not at all. It looks exactly the same. Yeah, and in Instagram bio, meals anyone can cook and everyone will love. I mean, it's the same, the exact same as the other ones. The imagery looks very similar to the HelloFresh and Green Chef. That's sort of like basic all recipes, Food Network type of art direction. Quickly going through the last ones because I'm feeling really uninspired by most of these. There's Gobble, which is interesting. Their colors are red, white, and blue, which you don't often see. That is an interesting choice. It does read very like wholesome, if you would connect the colors of the American flag with that. Just throwing out like the offer right in your face, get your first 6 meals for $36. Gobble Chef do the prep work, like peeling, chopping, and marinating. You can make a fresh homemade dinner in just 15 minutes. I almost feel like that's like something that I'm missing, is like literally have dinner on the table in 15 minutes. I feel like that's a very big value proposition. personalize your plan. How it works. It's like, we get it already. They mix in some other colors on their Instagram. It's just a lot of like graphics. The imagery is like slightly better than the HelloFreshes, but not quite as good as some of the other ones. They're trying to do some like storytelling about where meals come from and inspiration from other countries, but then there's like these really basic Canva graphics that are like, what fall foods and flavors are you most looking forward to? That just feels like something that maybe we would have done like 7 years ago. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I feel like these companies probably have like a lot of money and they're not putting any of it into brand or differentiation or resonance with it's just kind of like all the same thing. Let's do one more, Sunbasket. Point to Sunbasket. Their header font is very different and fun compared to the other ones. Immediately, this yellow with that font is something that's standing out and looking a little bit different. That being said, on the verbal side, it is not that different. Your kind of healthy, delicious meals made with farm fresh organic ingredients delivered to your door and ready in minutes. They are playing up more maybe like the farm fresh organic, but what does like your kind of healthy mean? I mean, maybe it's like very custom to whatever your dietary needs are, but I don't feel like that is necessarily as strong as it could be. Again, it's like about easy and convenient. So I would think if they were maybe going through like the organic thing, that would be a little more front and center. In terms of the actual messaging and the tone of voice and personality, it all kind of looks the same as the others, but at least the visual side is slightly more exciting. They do have a page that says values, which I haven't seen on the others. Healthy meals should taste good first and do good always. Our view of healthy mental and social well-being. Okay. It's a bit vague. I like that they have this values and they're going into more detail than the other ones, but kind of all of them hint at this like fresh, sustainable thing. And so I think that maybe if they were like even more specific, like if they're saying are kind of healthy, if they went more into their point of view and their brand philosophies, I think that would be cool. That's a good opportunity. And checking out their Instagram, organic, sustainable, chef-driven, dietitian approved. Okay, those are like slightly different than some of the other ones. The feed looks very similar to the other ones beyond their cool font. Food purchases are very impulse driven, so I guess a lot of these they are just posting like food photos, but I don't know. I think that even within food photos you can have interesting art direction, and these are like fine. But I would rate this one like better than most of the ones we looked at, but still not thrilling me. To conclude, it's kind of disappointing that none of these are really, the positioning differences are extremely small and there's little to no brand personality on most of these, if not all of them. I just feel like with so many of these out there, you can't only compete on price and the recipes, because then it's like your job is like so much harder. Then you become more of a commodity, right? If you're only competing on price. And I feel like most of these services have like hundreds of recipes. So I'm sure none are that much better or that much worse than the others. At least that would be my guess. I think there's like a good opportunity for one of these to rebrand or like really define their brand more, have more of a point of view. Maybe in order to succeed, they need to have massive growth. So maybe they're just going for this more mass appeal, which, you know, they say if you're for everyone, you're for no one. So yeah, there's an opportunity for one of these to rebrand or to have a new competitor enter who has a much more defined point of view. If you do know of one that I didn't cover that you think does have an interesting brand or strategy, I would love to take a look. Let me know. Okay, thanks. Bye.